Mr. Thain, now the new CEO of CIT Group, as we reported, walking into the building for his first day on the job just about 15 minutes ago. Is he the right man for the job? Well, one man who thinks so is Sean Egan, president of Egan-Jones Ratings. He joins us now on the phone from Philadelphia. Sean, thanks for your time. We heard from Arthur Levitt this morning. He seemed to be a fan of Thain as a choice for CIT. You as well. How come?
Because he's the right man for the job. He has the depth and breadth of experience. He has the gravitas to bring to CIT what it needs. So I think he's a perfect choice for the position.
To some, though, Sean, Thain is a somewhat controversial figure in some ways. I mean, he sort of had that redecorating scandal behind him. I mean, but you think those days are over and it's just sort of positive sentiment going forward?
Well, actually, I think that's the right choice. You know, if you're trying to sell a CEO on a $5 billion merger, which involves $200 million in fees to Merrill Lynch, it'd be stupid to sit around on IKEA furniture. So spending $1 million on furnishing an office, which would probably last about 5 years, is reasonable. Perhaps he misjudged the times. He didn't realize how bad the situation was. But a lot of people made that mistake. The reality is that he saved Merrill Lynch. Lehman went down. Merrill Lynch ended up with B of A, and he turned out to be in fairly good shape compared to Ken Lewis.
Sean, let's talk about what John Thain has to do. There are regulatory issues, there are restructuring issues, there's this push potentially by CIT to change its structure so that it's more like a regular bank, so it costs them less when it comes to borrowing. What's going on that front, and what can John Thain do to help?
John will have to do three things. Number one, he's going to have to go through an assessment period, whether he's going to sell, hold, or build business units. And that'll probably take a couple months. Two is that he has to reduce the funding cost of CIT. It's much too high right now. He needs bank-like funding, and he'll probably get it. Three is that he needs to realize valuation. That might involve a wholesale or partial sale of the company. But he's in a better position to do that than anybody else.
And, Sean, let's talk about another key player in the CIT story, Carl Icahn, the billionaire investor who has a huge stake in CIT. Obviously, we heard a lot from him during the restructuring process. What could we hear from Icahn in relation to John Thain as CEO?
Well, he probably had a heavy hand in approving Thain. I think that he's going to give him guidance. He's given a lot of other CEOs guidance in how to drive value, and he'll probably do the same here.
All right. And, Sean, I mean, what do you think the timing is like? You know, we've been talking about the possibility that Thain sells off parts of CIT or sells the entire company. What kind of timeline are you looking at?
Well, we're close to the nadir in valuations for financial companies. Actually, it was probably about 6 months ago. I think that you're probably looking at about a 2 to 3 year time frame when he is able to rebuild value and wait for the economy to come back, wait for valuations to come back, and then to cash out.
All right, Sean, we thank you very much. Our thanks to Sean Egan.